Chinese astronauts to homegrown space plans. The government has announced it's going to help fund the manufacture and the launch of a rocket from right here in the UK. And this has never been done before. £20 million is being given to the space company Orbex. They're hoping to launch a rocket from Shetland Islands by the end of the year. Earlier, I caught up with the astronaut pair Wimmer to chat about the significance of this deal.
First and foremost, it's a big endorsement of the Orbex program. Let's remember, the Orbex program started in 2015 with as little as £80,000. Go figure. It was a Kickstarter program, so you couldn't make it up. It's very sort of British in many ways. Let's just do this thing with 80 grand. I mean, that's... and then little by little, they raised some more money. They raised 30 million at one point, and there was a Series C for 40 million. So they've actually managed to progress quite nicely with private capital. But getting to a point where you can then get government support has two additional benefits. Number one, it's 20 million additional, and we need that when it comes to space. It's very capital heavy. But also, it comes importantly with the endorsement that the government and its due diligence team thinks that this is one to back, which in turn will probably attract more capital. And it certainly gives that extra credibility that they now reach a stage that it's worth backing.
OK, so that official support actually is probably worth more than the 20 million. And in terms of the space race, where does 20 million put you with the billions that are available to the likes of SpaceX? To
give you a sense of scale, this rocket will be able to take 180 kilograms up into space. So small satellites, microsatellites, nanosatellites, etc. Compare that to the workhorse of SpaceX, which is the Falcon 9, that takes up 8,000 kilograms.
Wow, that's quite a comparison.
So, and that's just the workhorse. That's before we start talking Starship, which is the new one SpaceX is working on, will take up 100 to 150 tons. So you have a bit of a scale. But I do think it's super exciting and having something close to home. I live in London, and to see how we push forward now. Yeah. And my hope is that we'll see much more of that, much more capital going into the space arena. We do see that globally, but we also need to see more here in the UK.
So where are we now compared to where we've been in the past from a UK perspective when it comes to space?
UK has been a little bit start-stop, in particular when it comes to manned flight. And there's always been that dream, and we wanted to send more people up. Obviously, Tim went up. We are just on the cusp of almost a new exciting space era, just like we saw when the Apollo program was going on. There it was funded by the American government. Today it's partly government, partly private. But we're on that cusp with a lot of stuff going to happening up. You'll see more space stations up there. You'll see trips to the moon, hopefully to Mars one day. You've certainly seen small probes landing on Mars already from various space agencies around the world. So it is a very, very exciting period to be in space. And I'm looking forward to go up there myself as an astronaut next year.
Oh, as ever, you have broadened our horizons. Who are you going up with next year?
I'm a founding astronaut with Galactic.
OK. So where would that be launching from?
We'll be launching from New Mexico. There we have a beautiful spaceport, yeah, can't wait to get up there. I've done a lot of my training. I've been in centrifuge, spinning around. I've done my weightlessness, my zero-G. I've flown fighter jets, MiGs in Russia, but when that was possible back in the days, and I've also landed. that was possible. MiG-25. So I've actually been to the edge of space at flying Mach 3 at 80,000 feet, and also a couple of years ago I was lucky enough to get access to a U.S. aircraft carrier, flying in on a C-2 Greyhound, and actually landed, doing an arrested landing on the carrier in the middle of the Pacific. I mean, that was a really Top Gun moment.
I could talk to you forever. Do you have a live facility on this spacecraft you're going on next year? Can you talk to us live on 5 News is what I'm asking?
We should be able to stream down if you're interested.
We are interested. You've got our attention. It's lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much for coming in, and all the best with your own trip next year, and thanks for your expertise as ever.
Thank you so much.